Shalom and good day all, this is Tehillim29 back again for another Fool's Gold comic review. And this time it's for DC Comics and it's Future State Gotham issue 7. Well, I want to point this out first before I start this review, is that I'm reviewing this issue ahead of issue 6, which I have not received presently in the mail. And that is with my second week of October comic trade and manga haul, and I don't know what has happened in the previous issue, to be completely honest. So I've also read, so I better get moving into the next part. Now, my rating system, of course, I rate the cover, the art, and the story. How much I paid for it is $3.99. That translates into $7.15 Australian. And in Fool's Gold, I point out how much I think the story, the art, and the cover is worth. And I give an overall total. Especially if you're new to this, it's just to let you know. So, moving on to first things first, does this cover in any way, shape or form connect to something that happens inside the story? Sure enough it does, but it's not really strong in regards to how it works story-wise. I understand what Joshua Williamson is trying to bring across, but I felt that this covered it in part in regards to Jason Todd going up against the character of Warmonger. And you do see him, or better yet, Peacekeeper Red, Jason Todd, Red Hood, up against Warmonger. To which I gave the cover a 6 out of 10, to which I believe the cover is worth $1.25. And that $1.25 goes towards the artist, and same with the art. So, moving into the next thing, let's have a look at the internal art around the beginning, middle, and the end. I want to point out that I will not be covering the backstory in this, though I have read the backstory, and I think the backstory is worth it a little bit more than the front story. So, time to get to it. And this is the beginning, or some of the art around the beginning. And we've got Red Hood, Jason Todd, up against Warmonger. Moving slowly towards the middle of the story, and we've got our fake Batman there, along with Nightwing. I do think the art is slowly cleaning up a bit. It's only a pity that it's not in colour in some places. And I think it would be nice if they included maybe just a little dash of colour here and there throughout the story. It could almost give off the Pleasantville vibe. And last but not least, some of the art towards the end of the story. Alright, for the art, I gave it an overall 6 out of 10, as there was actually quite a bit to cover in the story, and I believe the art is worth, again, $1.25, and that's in Australian dollars. I'll leave you to convert it to whatever currency that you ever purchase your comic in, of what that translates to. Moving into the story, like I said, I am missing an issue here, so if anything happened in the last issue and I don't know about it, well, you're really going to understand why I bring up the way I rate my stories. Starting off with first things first, in regards to story rating, Did we get any comic references to any previous comics? None at all. I really think it could have helped with this issue, because I don't know what happened in the last issue. And this is why I think DC Comics needs a little bit of better editing in regards to this. Because in technicality, I've not read the previous issue. And if there was something important that connects to this particular issue in the last issue, I need to know about it. I want to know about it. Moving into the next thing, time. Did we get any indication of what time of day this was taking place? Wasn't even pointed out. No, it wasn't. It needs to be included in the story. The location. Of course, it's in Gotham. But we got no other indication of other locations in Gotham to which Red Hood or Nightwing was at. Again, that could have been clearer, but it wasn't, and in that the story falls short. Moving into the cast of characters, we have Jason, we had Nightwing, we even had Tim Drake. We of course had the fake Batman, Jace Fox, make an appearance. We had Warmonger, we had Jack Ryder, who was connected to a news. We had Peacekeeper 1, Bethany Snow, and they were on TV. And we also had a couple of news studios that made their appearance. And last but not least, Hush. Yes, there was a visual of the Joker, but that's about all. And he'll be making his appearance in the next issue. For this story, I gave it a rating of 5 out of 10. As it felt like it's starting to sink in the sand, or the story is starting to sink in the sand. And it just needed more. I think it needed a little bit more fleshing out, especially with those missing elements, which were required in the story. Of course, in this issue, you have Warmonger going up against Jason Todd. They have their little fight and brouhaha, and that's pretty much just it. And then you have the new the fake Batman make his appearance, team up with Jason Todd, and it just felt like the waste of an issue, because I am missing the issue in between this. I want to know what led up to this particular fight, and I don't know. And that's why it's important to include comic references in comics. But if you do want to pick up something good of Joshua Williamson right now, I recommend you definitely pick up his Robin run. I'm really enjoying that. For the story, I gave it a 5 out of 10, to which I believe the story is worth $1. Giving an overall total of $3.50. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.